there, you're listening to the Oklahoma On Stage podcast. Here we sit down with the folks that make the magic happen on and off stage in the Oklahoma theater scene. We're glad you joined us. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And our website is oklahomaonstage.org. If you have any comments or questions, you can send them to us at oklahomaonstage@gmail.com. If you like the podcast, please leave us a rating and review and share with those you know. Let's not waste any more time, shall we? Grab a snack and a drink and take your seat. The show is about to begin.
Welcome back, everybody, to Oklahoma On Stage. As always, I'm Tim. I'm your host. And today we are sitting on stage at the incomparable Town and Gown Theater. Been around for a very long time, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. Every once in a while, an artist steps onto the Oklahoma stage with a blend of curiosity, courage, and craft that makes you sit up and pay attention. Our guest has built that reputation. Some artists grow by following the roles that call to them. Others grow by creating the worlds they want to see. And she has done both. After years of performing across Oklahoma, from Oklahoma State University to Oklahoma Shakespeare in the Park, to becoming a familiar face at Town and Gown Theater, now she is stepping into a new spotlight, her directorial debut with one of the most iconic plays in American canon, and during Town and Gown's 75th anniversary season. Today, we'll explore the journey that has brought her to her current position. Oklahoma On Stage family, please join me in welcoming Sydney Wehmeyer to the podcast.
Oh my word. Oh my gosh, my cheeks are flushing.
Seems to be that people never know what to expect. And so when that happens, they're like, I had one lady almost in tears when I got done. And she's like, oh my goodness, that's so cool.
You're so kind.
You know, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So welcome.
I'm happy to be here.
Thanks. I'm glad you agreed to do this. So we have a few places we normally start, but I want to kind of start off with asking, where are you from originally?
That's tricky too. When people ask that question, I typically give them the town I graduated high school from. That's Altus, Oklahoma. I've lived there the longest, but I'm hesitant to answer because I'm a military brat.
I was gonna say that's usually sounds like that's a military.
Like you can
answer,
sense it too. Yeah, I've been in Alabama, Washington State, brief stint in Germany.
Okay, Air Force.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I figured with Altus. Yeah. Okay. So then the ultimate question, as we always call the elephant in the room, how did the theater bug bite you?
No, it probably started with children's theater. Being a military dependent, it was hard to stick with sports. And I think the most welcoming community for me was the theater community. On-base resources, there were many opportunities to work with. I think Missoula's Children's Theater. So I've had a couple resume builders with them. Otherwise, I think it really sunk deep my junior year of high school. I auditioned for show choir. And my first with my first straight play, I didn't know there was a difference between straight plays and musicals at that point. But I auditioned for King Lear. Talk about a heavy hitter.
So it's like kind of like baptism by fire.
Yeah, a little bit. But so I snagged a place in the show choir scene, and then I got cast as like guard number 3. But I fell in love with it. As I mentioned, the theater community, and you're well aware of this too. Theater community is so welcoming, open arms, about as big as the globe. I I wasn't afraid to fail in front of those people. Discovering new facets of myself. I mean, I'm trailing off, but really it boils down to I love to entertain people and I love to make them smile and laugh as much as I do. I'm a big laughing with you and not at you kind of person.
That's when I first heard about you. That was probably one of the first things that I think everyone has said was like, the thing that stands out the most is her laugh.
Really?
Yes. Everybody talks about your laugh. And I heard it when I was at the Christmas cracker and I was like, okay, yep, there it is. It's great. It's almost, I won't say intoxicating, but definitely it kind of pulls you in. So that whole, making people laugh, that's the great way to do it. So
that's me.
So you went to OSU. So
Yes.
after leaving Altus, you went to OSU.
Go Pokes.
Yes, thank you. What experiences or mentors helped shape you as a young artist?
There's a couple name drops I could do. Working specifically at OSU, there are a lot of visiting artists that take part in the theater program. They show up for a solid 16 weeks. So Nick Manas, he's based in New York. He visited and directed a production of The Crucible. He really struck me rather. His director style, it wasn't one to shy away from anything. I'm big on eye contact too, so he would just pull me aside privately and have one-on-one conversations instead of making it feel like a shameful thing to get a note in front of the whole company.
Yeah.
Lloyd Caldwell, he retired, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but a significant presence when it comes to tailoring my craft and my approach to live theater as a whole. He pulled me aside after a class one day and addressed my nervous energy and my anxiousness without pulling any punches. And at the end of the conversation, he left me with 2 words: why not? Because the worst anyone could say is no. The worst that could happen is that it doesn't happen, but you won't be any different if it doesn't. So go for all of the opportunities, even if they scare you. Just him looking me in the face and being like, Sydney, but why? Why not? Rather.
Sure.
He also taught me to live honestly. What I mean is fight all of the mental blocks too. Imposter syndrome is something that, young theater practitioners become very familiar with. And it's
not a young theater thing.
Oh no.
No, it
never goes away.
Like I said, 35 years, and I get in the same room with other guys, even at my age, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I even see shows where I'm just like, okay, I know I'm not young enough to play that role anymore, so that's fine. But then I look at some of the other guys on the list that are auditioning, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
Right, like, oh, I never had a shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's guys in the Oklahoma City theater scene right now that I know if I went into a room, it's theirs.
It's so hard. And in cases like that, I try to avoid looking at names at all.
Same.
I just focus solely on the material. If there's audition material they're presenting, I dig in real deep with that. And I just kind of in tandem with that laughter aspect, I want to really boom, mic drop in the room. I want to have fun with it. And
sure.
Especially when you're driving 30 minutes to an hour, you're commuting back and forth to all of these places. You want to make it worthwhile to yourself,
absolutely.
Most importantly, but you also want to leave your mark.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So what was the moment? I mean, you said the theater community just kind of welcomed you in and obviously came to OSU. Did you come to OSU for a theater degree?
No.
Okay, what was your goal when you first got here?
When I received my acceptance letter to OSU, it was for speech pathology.
Okay, well.
That lasted maybe 8 weeks.
Okay.
That same first semester, I auditioned for a main stage show with OSU Theater. I got cast. I was 17, and you get the starry eyes. Oh my gosh, it's my first year, and I'm in a main stage show. And you get all sorts of individuals active in the program whispering in your ear,
Oh, yeah.
devil on your shoulder. You should do this. You should
You're so good. You should,
you should stick with it. It shouldn't just be a hobby. And I went, you know what? Yeah, I think this is for me. I went home one night after, I think it was a week or two into rehearsals for the show. Argonautica was the show I got cast in. And I just sat in bed and I contemplated what the future of speech pathology had for me, which likely would be sitting in an office, maybe on the ground if I chose to work with children, versus, like wearing these beautiful, intricate costumes and feeling the warmth of the lights on your face. I was like, yeah, easiest yes of my life.
Okay, that's good. And it's amazing how little things will hook us like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the moment while you were there? I mean, I know you kind of alluded to it a little bit, but what was the moment? Usually, sometimes we can pinpoint that one moment. What was that one moment that you said, this is what I want to do?
This is what I want to do. It might have been in the lobby after that show. After like opening night or the second night of our performances, someone grasped my hand very intimately, which me marking that doesn't matter. I love being close with people in that way, that they felt so comfortable they could come up and hold me and be like, that was amazing. Who are you? I want to keep seeing you do this. And it like made me flush. And I was on cloud nine the rest of the weekend.
Nice. That's cool. And it's good that it's a moment like that. You know, it's different for everybody. Some it's just the moment I heard the applause. I was, because I mean, people can say what they want. We do it for the applause. I mean, come on. We like the spotlight, or we wouldn't do this. So yeah. Okay, so you've performed from Shakespeare to, oh goodness, I had a whole list of things that I don't know what it is. But what kind of roles and stories speak to you most deeply?
I love smarty gals. I love intellectual young women. This is the most recent role I played that I can fall back on, but the Princess of France. I played her in Love's Labour's Lost. She was raised by a strict set of standards, and then suddenly her father falls ill and dies, and she's in power. Everything she's learned is being put to the test. She's also so very young, and I love teetering the line of that. I've played older women before. I've played 30s, and I had like 2 or 3 children. Those are they're hard to connect with because of my own lived experiences. So at this point in my life, I'm drawn to just young, witty firecrackers.
So that falls into your realm of experience?
Yes. Oh, got me. Yeah.
So Love's Labour's Lost and Eurydice, wildly different worlds.
Yeah.
What did each one of those teach you about yourself as a performer?
Oh, very good. Very good. Eurydice, I look back on it so fondly. Because she has an affinity for literature and poetry, and has a very strong relationship with her father. It made me reflect on my own life. Aren't those roles the greatest? Where you put the book down and you're like, okay, let's focus on Sydney again.
Yes. Let's step back for a second.
But she isn't going to. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I touched that story. Just the retelling of the Eurydice Orpheus myth and putting her in the position of power, that it was her choice to force her husband to turn around, or not force, but call out to him and make that shift. That really struck me. I wanted to explore that on stage. The set was very minimalistic too, and just really out there. If you're not familiar with the play, there are like three three like rock characters that are whispering in her ear when she makes her journey to the underworld. I don't know. I just having those moments of like hearing the voices, being swayed, and then deciding, no, this is a choice I want to make for myself. That was very lovely. And for the princess, she was fun to explore because I've never seen myself as a girl's girl. What I mean by that is I'm not into all the like squealing and sleepover fun time. Which that's very stereotypical to say out loud, but I like being outside as opposed to gossiping and doing nails, primping and preening. So in that show, I had a group of gal pals trailing behind me in every scene. That was fun to explore. I still keep in contact with all of those ladies too, which is these are relationships I could have never fathomed 5-10 years ago. I was like, that's not who you are, Sydney. Oh, are you sure about that? She was a lot of pink too. It's similar to how like when people do Legally Blonde and they're like, I don't think I could love pink so much. This was my Legally Blonde.
Okay.
Once I first lost.
Okay. Who knows? Maybe that's what it was based on.
He gets.
You never know. So when you think about your body of work so far, okay, what threads connect the characters that you've been drawn to? Are you drawn to a certain type of character, or I mean, you said you've played various roles, so
yeah, I think when I was first starting out, you have that undergrad mentality of like, I'm just gonna audition for everything, and I just want to get stuff on my resume. I want experience. But at this point, I'll know if a show is right for me. Whether that's just looking at like the age range. I'm not so cocky that I'd show up to an audition and be like, yeah, I can play a 40-year-old. You'd be surprised though. So I touched on earlier, I love intellectual young women. When I say young, I mean like budding, coming into themselves. They're learning what they value most and who they're seeking out in terms of like friendships and companionship. I said firecracker earlier. What I mean by that is like off the dome. They're just their responses are so witty and very, very mic drop, very pointed. Like, no, I won this argument. Thank you.
I love quick-witted characters.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me, and people say that I do that all the time. So I don't know. We'll see.
That you play them?
No, that I am quick-witted. That's one thing that I have in my pocket. I could pop off with stuff like that and I have no idea where it comes from.
Good.
So,
that's remarkable.
So here's a very important question that I think every theater person, I don't want to say actor, but I think every theater person, regardless of whether you're on stage, backstage, whatever, needs to have an answer for. What is your why?
What is my why? Ooh, that's so profound. It was like a beach wave washing over me.
You felt that one, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I did. Well, I can't fall back on the to make you laugh. Not with this director debut. I'm boasting. I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that this answer is like it's a one and done. It's like constantly shifting.
Sure.
Right. So at this point in my life, at this point in my career, I think my ultimate goal, my why, is to transport people, to give them maybe an hour and a half, 2.5 hours of respite. Whether that's completely distancing themselves from the outside world, or coming to terms with circumstances they see on stage, but it's comfortable because they're no one's saying their name out loud. They can find familiarity, comparison, and then I'm very interested in challenging people just as much as entertaining them. I think nothing's worthwhile if it's not even a little bit difficult. If you have to grapple with it for a little, then it'll have changed you for the better, I believe.
It's very good. It's a very good answer. So I don't know if this is the right answer or not. I think it's very good. Yeah.
There shouldn't be a right answer.
Yeah, because it's your why. It's what matters to you. So talking about Town and Gown Theater, you've been part of numerous productions here. What keeps bringing you back to this space?
The physical space itself. I love this deep thrust configuration. Granted, when I started out, it was nearly completely enclosed in the round. We've taken out a couple seats, a couple,
one or two, right there.
But I say this at every show I go to. At Town and Gown, that is. I love watching the audience too. Just seeing if we're all on the same page. It's like, oh my God, we all see the same thing? It's fascinating to me. There's great potential here too. Just what with moving parts or having a box set up in that corner over there. I just think there's great opportunity to showcase on the creative level.
Yeah, I mean, I have loved the space. Every show that I've come and I've seen here, I've loved it. So I just love and I'm a fan of the black box anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just for me, having an intimate audience is so much better than having to shout 3 miles to the person in the back.
I like to tell people I'm not a film actress, but I do have a lot of tells and tendencies to make like minute shifts and expressions. And yes, like you said, being in a more intimate, enclosed space, the audience members can pick up on that.
Sure.
And then we have like our lobby return. We go and send people off after the show. Thank you so much for coming. I'm glad to see you. We'll see you next show, right? And in those send-offs, like form our little arc, and if patrons are willing, they'll come up and they'll lay their praise on you, which that feels great, admittedly, as vain as it is to say. I'm gonna be like, gosh, you were stunning out there, or you look so beautiful in that red dress. Like, thank you.
Nice. You don't eat that up at all, do you?
Oh, it doesn't go to my head. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nice. Okay, so how has working in a community theater environment shaped you differently than performing like at Oklahoma State?
I think just in terms of the talent, the people that show up to auditions here, it's more significantly more diverse. We as in like current Town and Gown members or active players here usually refer to this, but like Scott Martin is an individual who's frequently seen in shows out here. He's a pediatrician. And then you have construction workers too. Let me see, baristas, the like, just people from all walks of life make their way here to Town and Gown just to play around for 2 or 3 hours every night. And I think that's so beautiful. And the insights they offer from outside of like the theater discipline and all of the technical terms I've learned is really valuable, I think. I don't know. It's also just fun to like go out to Buffalo Wild Wings after a long rehearsal and connect with people that you like you otherwise would never be friends with.
I yeah, I've seen that on multiple occasions where there's people that I would never have met, probably never would have been around
Mm.
if it hadn't been for the shows that I was involved with, and that's so cool. It's just amazing. So thinking about transitioning from Oklahoma State, all that you learned there about theater and all of that. When you think about community theater, what is it that you bring to the table that's different than everybody else?
Mm. Wow, that's awesome. If you couldn't tell already, I'm not a big I person. I let other people do the talking for me, talking about me for me. I think I have very keen instincts when it comes to utilizing the space. Like because we're in the deep thrust configuration, you need to be heavily aware of if someone's been watching your backside for too long, you know, and then you go, oh right, I'll shift and I'll face this way instead. There are certain understandings and practices implemented in the quote unquote professional world that sort of don't get acknowledged here at Town and Gown. I feel like I offer like introductory knowledge to those. I'm referring to practices such as like fight choreographers and intimacy coordinators. Those are non-existent here at Town and Gown, but I won't say they're not presently non-existent. I'm working to fix that. But just like teaching people of what they're capable of, and that I mean, yes, the number one goal is to tell the story and be faithful to it, but that we don't have to sacrifice like personal facets of it. Like there's only one you, and I chose you to pick or play this role because of you. So go ahead and use those strengths, use those skills of yours. Drawing that out of people, I think I'm pretty good at that. Otherwise, I keep a generally positive attitude. I try to. If things are looking glum, I'll bring gifts. I offer to bring food all the time to rehearsals as well. Just keep the vibe alive. Remind people why we're here and that we love doing what we do, even as like grueling and arduous as it can be. After a long rehearsal week, be like, guys, this is only week 2, all right? And we're gonna have such a we're gonna stun audiences. It's making my skin like electric just talking about it.
How many weeks do you usually rehearse here for a
Here, it depends on the type of show, but usually a like 8-week rehearsal block is pretty standard. Yeah. Why you say wow? Is that unheard of?
Well,
or is that generous?
For the group that I've been working with, yeah, that's kind of we did 6 weeks for It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know how to handle ourselves because we had so much time.
We're
normally it's like 3 weeks tech week and we're on the stage.
I know, yeah.
That's crazy.
In preparation for the show, I like asked for the maximum amount of time, and that's just because I didn't know who was going to show up, right? How acquainted they are with performing in a live play, especially with such heavy subject matter. But yeah, in like typing up the schedule, I had similar thoughts. I was like, they're going to be so tired of me working scene after scene after scene. Whereas like at Oklahoma Shakespeare, we had like a solid 4 or 5 week, I think 4 weeks. Yeah. And I was like, this is good. Yeah. Run along.
You guys are great. Thanks. Yeah. It just
get in, learn the thing, do the thing. Bye.
I came, spent a lot of my adult theater life in Shawnee, and they do, I think, predominantly 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then so coming into Oklahoma City and hitting these 3 weeks and then tech, and it's like, God, I'm like out of my mind. What am I doing? Or I can't, And then it just seemed to fall into like, oh, that's really cool. And so having those people that had a system based around that, then go back out there, you're just like waiting for everybody to catch up.
A little
It's like,
bit.
okay. So, but yeah, I love it. And so just to see the difference in different places about how they're doing it. So that's really, really neat. So let's talk about some of your favorite memories here at Town and Gown.
Where to begin? Of course there's backstage shenanigans. This one applies to most, if not all, of the productions I've been in, but we have a stairway up to the booth, and if I'm not actively involved in a scene, you can more than likely catch my face up there in the booth watching from a high angle. I love that. As I mentioned earlier, I like watching the audience just as much as the show.
Sure.
Just to see if people are they've got their legs curled up in disgust, or if they're glowing, if they're shifting their seat, they're leaning close. Oh my gosh, it gets me.
Is that when you're on stage or when you're just watching the show?
A little bit of both,
okay.
Actually, depending on how interactive the show is too. You'll lean over, give someone a pointed gaze, and then that sticks with them for the rest of the performance.
Sure.
There's this feeling of, knowing you have the audience like dancing in the palm of your hand. And this goes for comedies and dramas too. Like when you hit those beats so directly, and all the breath just gets sucked out of the room. And doesn't it feel great?
Those moments when you can cut the atmosphere with a knife.
Yes.
So
there's nothing like it. I'm not going to say intoxicating, but I mean, that's the only word coming to mind right now.
It can be. It very well can be, yeah.
There's been so many ways this space has been utilized. I remember making my entrance, I had to crawl under just so I could hide behind a couch and then pop up as the one of the old women and the producers. And just do a little wave, a little hello. When those moments happen, the room just explodes, and you're like, "Well, damn, I'm good." Excuse me. Sylvia was one of my favorite shows out here. I played a dog, a little golden doodle. So, a young golden doodle, a puppy. So that meant running around the space, and nearly trotting over people's legs. Still one of the funnest experiences out here. Jumping on furniture, all this vintage furniture that normally people are biting their nails about. Right. Please don't break that. It was good. Let me see what else. I don't know. I enjoy Strike out here too. Weirdly enough, when we're all tearing down the set together, I don't think I've ever had a moment after a show closes, a production ends, that I'm like, no, I don't want to take part of this. And just, we've all become such close associates. I mean, no, not associates, friends. I'm friends with the 80% of the people I've done shows with out here, and I keep consistently seeing them as I continue auditioning. It's I love sharing, knowing that these aren't individual memories, that I'm sharing them with people all across Stillwater, northern Oklahoma, honestly, because we get a couple commuters out here every once in a while too. Yeah.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about this and just kind of the way you're hinting about the interaction and stuff. I know with Christmas Cracker, it was kind of more interactive. You've got to interact with the audience. How often and how well do you get to break that fourth wall?
Not very often. I haven't seen it done a lot out here since my time starting. I think that was in 2022 is when I did my first show, Guys and Dolls. That's the only show Town and Gown show that comes to mind where I was allowed to physically interact with people. Otherwise, it's just, you let your face linger maybe a beat too long, and then you move on.
Yeah.
Or you, if you know people in the audience, you tell them to buy their seats there or there, and where you're going to be hanging out the most.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I think there's great opportunity here that, during Into the Woods. We just did that. I think it was last summer, so we're coming up on a year. Into the Woods, one of our stepsisters was like draping herself over audience members' laps, and it's just so phenomenal and so fun. I mean, provided they were all comfortable with it, we didn't get any complaints. I mean, but being on stage during that moment, I'm worried less about them, the people getting draped on, and more the people across the space. And I'm like, you think that's funny? Yeah, yes, eat it up. good. I think we had a production of Beehive out here, in which there was like a sing-along aspect to that. The ladies got to drag audience members up, but otherwise, nope, we just put that invisible wall up, and the longest you look at someone or acknowledge someone, interact with them directly, is just like peering into their soul and then ignoring it, pretending like it never happened.
Don't I? So I have to say that Guys and Dolls was actually the first time I ever saw you perform.
Really?
So yeah, my wife had performed with Lance before, and so when we found out Lance was up here, we were like, okay, let's go see the show. And so we drove up here. We have a couple of hangouts from our time up in the area, and so we went and had dinner and came to the show. And as we were watching the show, I was like, she's amazing.
Oh,
that's like, dude, I have to say, you will. I hope I'm not offending anyone that's listening to this, but you're one of the bright spots of the show.
Thank you.
And so yeah, that was really good. And so yeah.
No kidding, Guys and Dolls, man.
Yeah, so it's been that long that I've known about you. So yeah, yeah. Okay, so now taking the leap into directing.
Ooh.
So now you said 2022 was your first show
out here. Yeah.
Okay. So when did you graduate college?
2 years ago.
Okay. So you started.
Wait, 2020. Ooh, that would be 3 years ago.
Yeah. So you performed. Was 2022? That's 4 years ago. So that's when you first started performing community theater.
Mm-hmm.
So in 4 years, has it ever crossed your mind to direct before?
No.
So what rang this bell? What caused you to say, you know what, I think I want to do that?
I think it was a combination of two things. The first was my familiarity with the space and the common players, just the ins and outs of Town and Gown. Understanding how the operations work, being confident enough that I could lead an entire production. And then the second one would have to be the 75th anniversary aspect. When we first announced it, Timeless Stages, the concept, I was like, yes, I want to put my glitter all over that.
Okay, I like that. Like, I got to put me in there. So that answers that question. So why, and we didn't answer this in the intro, so I'll go ahead and throw it out there. You're directing A Streetcar Named Desire.
Right?
What caused you to say that's the one?
That's the one. I knew I wanted to pitch a classic, something easily recognizable, no matter what generation you align with. Something that resonates, whether that's like you saw the movie with Marlon Brando, or you touched on it briefly in your acting 2 class. That the latter was my circumstance. I had no idea who Tennessee Williams was, and then I did a scene from Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and I was like, why are people not putting this up more? This is so freaking fun. And then that thought, maybe do some deeper digging, and I realized the streetcar hasn't been done out here in all of its 75 years.
Really?
Yeah. Right?
Oh
Which, like, no pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, flipping through the physical archives out in the lobby, it was like, okay, there's Night of the Iguana. Iguana again. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Perfect. Okay. Menagerie. Yes. No streetcar. Why is that? So I thought the worst they could say is no. Just go ahead and put it out there.
Absolutely. Very cool. So now, as we said, your directorial debut, a very heavy classic.
Indeed.
And the 75th anniversary. That's a whole lot of weight to carry. How does all of that pressure, how does that weigh on you?
I think the answer is it hasn't yet. I'm talking about it very frivolously, but I think I can sit here so confidently regarding my direction because I have a strong team backing me. Renee Perry is my director mentor. The way it's called resource director is the official position, but basically I see her as a mentor.
Absolutely.
It's more of a formality, for first-time directors out here. Just make sure they keep their heads out of the clouds. No, but I think it's because of her that I can keep my head in the clouds and I can keep dreaming big. That she's able to give me a tug and be like, okay, let's focus on logistics again.
Yeah, but she thinks big too, so.
Well, so in that case, we have our production manager, Aaron Pruitt, who can give us both a yank and be like, okay, guys, budget.
Exactly.
So yeah, I've assembled a strong, supportive, creative team behind me. I tapped on like the showcase element that I want to implement. I don't know about you, but I'm very detail oriented and I don't like to put up a product that's half finished or even 75% finished. I want like boom, big and beautiful. Within reason, I suppose, within my abilities. But I mean, a big event such as the 75th means that I ought to push myself a little further. I had to step outside my comfort zone. And as I mentioned before, like all things that are worthwhile are going to take a little bit of grappling. They're going to take a little working around, but that means they're significant and they will alter you for the better.
At least we hope.
Oh, no! Knock on wood.
No, I can't imagine it not. So it looks like from what I've seen, socially and things like that, it looks like it's going to be wonderful. So, what has surprised you most about the shift from being on stage to being in the chair?
I can't sit down. That's one thing I've noticed right off the bat.
Same.
I have to be on my feet, and like demonstrating what I want someone to accomplish on stage. What the biggest moment for me, I suppose, would be I'm not as like inclined to micromanage as I first believed. That was a potential concern I pitched, like when I initially brought this play to our selection committee. I said, this is my first show, and I am a very detail-oriented person, so hopefully I can like loosen the reins a bit. And my God, how beautiful that's been to just let go, let all that tension, let all that away, and just have the actors play around. And it's like, as an actor, you'd think this would all occur to you. Be like, you know how it gets once you drop the book and all the ideas start hitting you. But once you're shouting at 10, 15 people in a room, and telling them like how the night's going to go down. You don't think about all that stuff. Or when you're, hunkered over a laptop and you're planning like what you're doing your own beat work, whatnot. You're like, this is what I want. But sitting in that back row and watching other people walk it out in the arena is just like, huh. I'm also really surprised. I'm never hard pressed about any of that. It's always, I'm so joyous. I'm like, that never occurred to me. And I love you for pulling that off. Thank you.
Yeah, I kind of, going off what you're saying, I kind of did that when I first went to college. It was a theater education major. And I had a director, I can't even remember his name now, but he had this famous phrase and everybody joked about it all the time. When he was directing, he would stop and he goes, okay, let me be you.
Oh.
And he would kind of, like you said, step into the role and kind
of. Can I tap in for you?
Yeah. It's like, okay. And I've really kind of embraced the whole idea of what I've heard a few other directors say, because I've become very much a collaborative director. It's like, hey, this is not my show. This is our show.
This is our show. Yes.
And so when someone comes to me, hey, what about this? Let's try it. If it doesn't work, we're in the same spot we were before.
I tell them, as long as it's within the actor's comfortability and you guys talk about it, you feel free to do anything as long as it's safe and it aligns with the story. Right. I'm like, feel free to play with anything. That's what notes are for afterwards, for me to go, guys, that was sick. Keep that. Or to go, hey, what happened? Let's dial back.
Let's not do that.
You made a choice. Thank you.
Yeah, really. Try a different one. Yeah, I like that. So, okay, so let's talk about what you've got going on here a little bit. So, Streetcars, it's iconic, and a bit intimidating. So, what is your approach to the story? Are you staying 100% classical, right with the script? Are you putting a spin on it? Are you?
Oh no, we're popping right into 1940s New Orleans.
Okay.
There are a couple cuts. Characters such as Mexican woman and a Negro woman are no longer featured. They're just there to shift the energy of the scene, as in keeps the plot moving along. So I've redistributed those lines. It's like, oh, I'll go and get your sister. Eunice can say that just as well. But yes, I want this set in period that's applicable set wise, costume wise. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have so many primary colors in here. Oh, it's gonna look lovely. Accents as well. We were in a pretty good place since table work. So thankfully I haven't had to approach my actors just yet and be like, hey guys, you're given Okie instead of Southern Mississippi.
Yeah.
But we're sticking faithful to the script in terms of setting, time and place, to be sure. Weather too. That's a big I consider that heavily in my own acting work. So I brought that to the attention of my actors, and I was like, if it's hot outside, I want your character to feel that. I want them to have some sort of aggression. Are you sweat easy, or are you constantly fanning yourself? Are you keeping busy? It's little things like that.
And the steamy New Orleans summer plays
suffocating, stifling. Yes,
plays such a big part of the show itself.
And that's another reason why I thought it would perform very well in this space. With the audience peering in, we'll have walls up, but like framework, so it's like they're looking into the apartment. And then that coupled with the lighting, we have lots of amber glows and yellows will communicate this sweaty, dilapidated. Gosh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for it.
I love to see the passion, and you can hear it in your voice and all of that. I love it, and I love when people get excited about their work. So doing the show, what themes feel most urgent or most resonant to you right now?
There's this I've been really interested from maybe the second or third read through of the script I did. I've been really interested in binaries, and this, like, this versus that type of idea.
Sure.
The most relevant one that we'll be communicating in this production is illusion versus truth. Blanche Dubois is casting her spell. She's drawing the curtain. She keeps things pretty and poised, whereas Stanley Kowalski is hard and fast, and he'll tear you down, strip you down to what you are, essentially. Exploring that has been so fun, so gratifying. Otherwise, there's this, I think in the contemporary lens, there's this, let me see, obsession with perception. That's extremely relevant today. Whether that's like you constantly curating yourself for your, I'm gonna say audience for lack of a better term, but I mean, like, every individual in your network sees a different side of you. Let me see. There's also the exploration of trauma in the show. I think is severely relevant.
I can't see that being relevant today at all.
Oh, what? No, you're kidding me. We have so many names now for what these characters were feeling.
Yeah.
In post-war World War II. It's like Stanley is so much more than brutish. Like, it's all of his aggression is deeply rooted.
Sure.
And Blanche is just as much of a victim of PTSD as Stanley as well. They just did different core events that have struck them. These subjects, they haven't been intimidating to tackle by any means, and I think I did really well with, we had our first read through naturally, and then I scheduled a full week of table work, which was less me like barking at my cast and being like, this is how I want you to say so and so words, and just having like an open discussion about what these characters are feeling, what motivates them, which is, I'm not going to say it's completely foreign out here, but it never occurs to the typical production teams and casts that put up shows here, I think. Usually the set is the biggest concern, but I'd rather, I mean, you see it all the time. Like, we're going to do so-and-so stripped down. You just need strong players. And then I'll worry about, I mean, I have people for all that. I have constructors, construction members, and technicians, and they'll all come and they'll build something beautiful. But as far as the acting and the storytelling goes, I just make sure that everyone is safe and comfortable, and we are constantly communicating, constantly collaborating about this. Yeah, I'm never like 100% tied to something, and if there is something I'm putting my foot down about it, I'll go, well, okay, let's discuss it. Maybe you could sway me, not as a challenge, but more just like, I never thought of it that way before, so could you defend it?
Tell me why it's important to you.
Exactly.
Because yeah, I mean, as a director, I mean, you have the microphone 90% of the time. You're hearing my vision.
Right.
If you feel differently, tell me why. And so it's great to have that opportunity for actors to be invested in the show, and I think that's very cool.
And
that you're doing
having moments like that also, I mean, it's because of productions tailored like my own that it even occurred to me that I would like to be a director. When you have those moments that you pitch your side of the story, how your vision might, for lack of a better term, like trump what the director was thinking at first, and then you're like, wow, I'm pretty intuitive. Like maybe if I was interested, I could lead a production of my own someday. Isn't it crazy? It's a whole cycle.
There you go. So what do you hope audiences leave with when they exit the theater here?
I hope they're, I'm not going to say confused, but I hope they are struck by the ambiguity. I don't want there to be any clear distinction of Blanche is the villain or Stanley is the villain. I want it all to be left up in the air. I'd like them, I hope when they step into the space that the air shifts for them or they feel transported. So once they leave, once they hit that night air after opening the door, they're like, here I am back in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Whoa, that was a fun little trip.
Cool.
And I'd like this show to prompt conversation too. We're all so scared to talk because we don't want to get shot down immediately. I touched on how contemporary this show really is, or really could be. Points I hope to make apparent to audience members, but I hope that in seeing that, if someone goes home and they have dinner with a spouse or their family, and they're like, just decide to start chatting about it, when otherwise they wouldn't be prompted. Opening their minds.
Planting a seed in their minds. Okay. So, looking to the future, do you want to be directing more, acting more, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. Sitting out in the audience, I'm getting antsy for sure.
Sure.
But I do like this like supervisory aspect of it and assembling a really keen instinctual cast, and it's been really gratifying to build this with all of the cast members I have, cast and crew. That being said, nothing beats being under the lights and in those pretty costumes, like I said. And the claps.
Oh yeah.
And the claps.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
So a healthy mix,
Yeah,
I should say.
okay.
Yeah.
Are there plays or roles that are still on your bucket list?
Oh, I'm just dying to do more Shakespeare, period. Cordelia in King Lear is a big one. I'd love to play her. Otherwise, let me see. I feel like I'm kind of on my own in saying this, but I don't have a whole lot of dream roles. I just wait for the calls to come out and I go, well, that show would be fun. I'm not the best singer, but Amelie in the musical Amelie would be life-changing. She's about as quirky as I am. So she has the same bob too.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of theater do you hope to help build in Oklahoma over, say, the next decade?
All-inclusive, warm, charming. I want people to approach this space and want to get involved, whether they're completely new to live theater or if they just moved from another state. We get volunteer inquiries all the time. They're like, I have like 20 years in set building experience. Where do I start? And they often slip through the cracks. My dream is to get all of those friends involved and plugged in to various facets of the theater. They just don't know what they're missing, I feel.
I tell people that all the time. There's something in theater for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Really?
matter if you're here on stage, if you're back there, if you're up in the booth. If you're running the ticket office,
Like, yeah. Do you like connecting with people and selling retail? Yes, please.
absolutely.
You like painting a set? We'd love to have you.
I mean, that's my thing, and it's weird. I tell people this a lot that I love set building. I really despise painting.
What?
I don't like painting. I just never have. Even when I've done like projects at home, I'm just like, okay, honey, I will build this as far as you want, and you can paint it.
I'll assemble it.
It's like whatever. I've never had an affinity for painting, and it just to me it drones me, and I'm just like, oh.
See, I'm just not good with power tools. So
yeah,
once it's all built, I'll go, yay, I'll glitz it up for you.
Oh yeah. Okay. So as we start wrapping this up, I try to wrap up every one of my interviews with what we call our curtain call curveballs.
Oh, okay.
So it's how we wrap up, obviously, the curtain call. But these are random questions. May or may not have anything to do with theater.
Hey.
But they're off the wall. Just try to grab some questions. It's meant for you just to answer the first thing that pops into your head.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay? All right. We'll jump on the first one. What's your go-to karaoke song and why?
Go-to karaoke, Break Stuff, Limp Bizkit.
Okay. Nice. That went the whole other direction that I was anticipating.
That or Man or Muppet. It's I'll explain further on the second one. You pull your friend up with you and you can duet. Like I'm typically the Muppet.
I think the last one that I heard was Sweet Caroline, because you can just get up there and just hold the mic out. Everybody sings
and everyone sings it.
If you could have coffee with any playwright, living or dead, who would you choose and why?
Gurney. Oh my gosh. I think I would talk about love letters. That and Sylvia. Those are the only two I've seen produced so far. But I'd go, hey man, with the distinct shift, where did this come from?
What were you smoking? What's a role that you'd never play again, even if somebody begged you?
Oh, that's good, because normally you have roles that are like, oh, I could do this show tomorrow. Ooh, holy cow. It's crazy. Hold Me, Touch Me, the producers. I don't know. I don't think I look good in the like itty bitty glasses and walking around with a walker. The curly wig they put me into was atrocious. So
okay, there you go. What's one thing outside of theater that you geek out about?
That I geek out about? Nintendo games.
Like old school Nintendo or new?
Current? New school. I'll narrow it down. Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
I am freaking obsessed with it. I have like a notebook with the Triforce emblem on it, and I have like bag charms and little plushes of Link.
Oh well, yeah. Most fans of Zelda do. So, what is one dream role, which you said you don't really have any, that you would want to play, or a dream show that you would want to direct?
Oh, how do I want to direct? I want to do The Trail to Oregon from Star Kid.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
I'm not.
It's I think it would freaking elate people to do it in this space. It's an interactive show.
Okay.
So are you familiar? You're familiar with the video game, The Oregon Trail?
Yes.
So it's based off of that.
Okay.
It's more of a spoof though. So there are, I think it's 5 or 6 actors. They play the family, but the show starts out with the audience naming each member of the family. You can imagine how chaotic that gets.
Yeah, that could be crazy.
Oh, yeah. It like I said, it would eat out here.
Oh yeah. You got the intimate audience, the humor, the comedy,
and the Western theme too. Yeah.
Come on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. What's a piece of theater that you think everyone should experience at least once?
See, I think everyone needs to see Hamlet. As overdone as it is. There are so many interpretations. I mean,
Absolutely.
you it tapped on your production set in the 70s. Like I've seen Shakespeare set on boats, right? Naval uniforms. I've seen a midsummer set in I think it was late 60s. Gosh.
So many right now are doing Shakespeare in the West.
Oh, I think they just did at Oklahoma Shakespeare. They just did the Scottish play, right? But it was Western
Did they?
themed.
I know that Rose State is getting ready to do Romeo and Juliet in the West,
Oh my word!
which was just done at the Globe.
Like the Western concept.
Yes.
So they
did a square dance and everything.
Man,
I was like,
my
I
word.
saw some of the video clips and I was like, that's amazing. So anyway, yeah.
Just
that's
like everyone knows the to be or not to be monologue,
Sure.
but I need them to get past that first line, and I need it to hit them where it matters.
Yeah, I think so many people, they pick up on tidbits of Shakespeare and they don't ever learn the rest
It's
of
like
it.
you don't know the full context. You don't know how.
Yeah, I never really knew just how meaty the whole "Friends, Roman countrymen, lend me your ear" speech was until we did the show, and I was like,
I think you're like, wow, this is
that's deep.
face melting.
Yeah.
Oof.
So that's all I got. I mean, we could probably sit here and talk for another hour, I'm sure, but that's all I got for right now.
Oh, rats.
Sydney, thank you for being a part of this. This has been fun.
I mean, you can hear me. I've been
Yeah,
the whole time.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm freaking ecstatic. This was so wonderful. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, I love it. I'm glad you agreed to do this. This is great. So thank you. For everybody else listening at home, thank you for giving us a little bit of time out of your life, whether it be your drive to work, whether it be your downtime at home in front of the fire, whatever it may be, with your favorite drink and now your favorite podcast. We thank you for giving us your time. And whatever it is that you're doing or plan to do, all we ask is that you continue to support the arts.